CC here, for another bunch of videos. Please like and subscribe.
Oh, there he is. Okay, we're gonna catch him and take his time. Can you tell me what you want? And he's gone. He's gone. Where'd she go? Where'd she go? You back there? I see you, buddy. Can you tell me what you need? Oh, he does not like the light. I don't need to use the light, man. I don't need to use this light. I'll put the light away. He wants to play. How do you do that? Can you please? Wait a second. Oh, okay. That's not fun.
This guy's reaction seems legit, or he's a very good actor. And if this is not faked, then it is terrifying. This little shadow kid, I mean, what the hell is that?
Hey guys, so I have another story for you. This is an older story, I've shared it before. I'm going to condense it down to one video. This is probably without question the spookiest call I've ever been on in my law enforcement career, and I hope it never gets topped. But anyhow, it was several years ago. I was on the overnight shift. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. It was around Halloween time, so it's already got that spooky season feel. This elderly gentleman who lived out in the country, he drove to town for whatever reason and went to this 24/7 gas station, asked the clerk if he could use the phone to call 911. The clerk, of course, said yes. He calls 911 and tells dispatch something along the lines of like, my wife's missing or she's been kidnapped or something, yada, yada, yada. And to have the officer meet me at our residence. So I go to the residence, and as I pull up and I get out, I don't see any red flags, if you will. Normally in a situation like this, you would see or hear some commotion. You would have something standing out to you. I'm not getting that. It looks very calm, very quaint. I don't know what I'm really walking into at this point. I have terrible officer awareness. I walk up the driveway and I pass his truck, and he hops out of the truck behind me, and as I turn around, he's got a handgun. And he's extremely agitated and upset and emotional at the fact that his wife is missing or kidnapped or whatever it was. So after a few minutes of coaxing the handgun from him and make it safe, I put it on the hood of his truck. I'm like, okay, talk to me, what's going on? And he says, okay, follow me to the house. So I follow him to the house, and as he gets to the door, he says, and I will never forget this, he says, do you believe in God? And I said, yes, I do. And he says, good. And that means you believe in the devil. And I'm like, what? So he opens the door. He says, forgive me for all the candles. He says, that's the only way we can keep it out or something like that. And there's no candles, but yet he's tiptoeing through the living room like he doesn't want to step over these mysterious candles. There's no candles. So as I'm walking in the living room and all the furniture's gone, it's just an empty room. Like, I don't know if they're moving or they just moved in. It's just completely bare and empty. Although at every window around the home, I see a rifle or a shotgun, and I see spent shell casings and bullet casings. And I'm like, hey, bro, what's up with this? And he said, oh, I've been shooting out at these demons outside all night, trying to keep them out from coming in the house. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, well, we're not going to have that right now. So he lets me make all of his firearms safe, and talking to him, trying to figure out where his wife may be. And then we're in this cabin-esque home, and there's a loft, and I see above us his elderly wife comes to the edge of the loft, and she's wearing this white, like, robe, you know, like something Ebenezer Scrooge would wear. A little creepy looking. and she's just standing there staring down at us. And I'm like, all right, she seems sensible. I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to talk to her because obviously he's the issue and we need to get him some mental health treatment. So I'm like, hey, I found her. And he's like, oh, that's great news. That's great news. He's all excited. He's calmed down now. He's like, she's safe. She's sound. Good to go. So I'm like, we should be in and out in 5 minutes. So as I walk up the steps, I go up there and I talk to her and I'm like, hey, ma'am, your husband's having some mental health issues. And she's like, I know. And she's like, I don't know what to do with him. I'm like, I get it. Boys will be boys, but I'm going to have to take him to the hospital. And I'm like, I'm going to probably need you to help me out and, convince him to go with me. And I think we're on the same page. And all of a sudden she says, am I in trouble? And I'm like, no. Why would you be in trouble? And she's like, well, I'm curious. And I'm like, well, he's not in any trouble either. But why did you say, are you in trouble? Like, there's something not right about how she said it. And she said, well, because I fed it. I'm like, fed what? She's like, I was feeding the devil babies. And I'm like, what? Like, I get it. He's having a mental health issue, but it's very rare, if not impossible, in my opinion, to have two people having both the same mental health issues. And I'm like, run that back again. And she said, I stole babies, and the only way I could keep the devil happy and away from us, because he broke into the home, was to throw them over the loft, because I'm only safe when I'm up here, elevated, and the devil's down there. I throw the babies over the loft or the balcony, and the devil feeds them. Or I feed the devil. But the problem is he won't leave me alone now. He's attached to me, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Actually, I'm going to go back down and talk to your husband. He's the more sensible one. I'm like, I'm never sleeping again. So I go down the steps. I talk to the husband. I'm like, bro, both you and your wife are going to have to take a trip with me to the hospital. And he is now freaking out. He's trying to run outside. I don't know why. I'm trying to wheel him in. I'm like, dude, I don't want you to go out there. It's pitch black. It's the middle of the night. Like, what is it out there that you need to do? And he's like, I need to get the devil away. I need to get the devil away from my house. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, the devil is throwing the babies into the fire. And I'm like, what? And he said the demons are dancing around the fire, and the devil is in the middle, and he's throwing the babies in the fire, and it's making the fire bigger, and I have to go put out the fire. And I'm like, bro, come back to reality. There is nothing out there. I am looking, and it is pitch black out there. And he's like, oh, you messed up. He's like, you just pissed them off. They're all looking at you now. And he's like, oh, they're running over here. They're running over here. And I'm like, well, shut the shades. Like, I shut the shades, and I'm like, now I'm wigging out. And I'm like, all right, look, we need to come back to reality. Luckily at that time, another deputy shows up, the ambulance shows up. We both convince them to go to the hospital and get some mental health treatment. And they do the same thing at the hospital. The doctor's like, I'm going to send him away, and hopefully we can get this fixed. They went away for a few days. They came back, and I never dealt with them again. I never had to go to the house again. Sadly, I did hear that the elderly lady later passed on a few years later. But to this day, I've never had a call where both people were suffering from the same delusion. And in my opinion, there was something extra sinister involved there that's beyond what medicine or therapy could solve, if you will. But I want to know your thoughts. Tell me what you think. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Well, that was kind of underwhelming at the end. However, pretty creepy call to go on. Were they both crazy? Or was there something more going on there?
Demon Face is going crazy, y'all. So I've compiled just a few videos of these transformations going on that we keep seeing with really popular and big people. And it's just so insane to me because they say the eyes are the windows to the soul. Did you see that? You gotta be looking at that, not me. What? Like, what would you even suppose that this is? I'm sure we've all heard the different myths and the legends and, the things down there under the ground, miles down, those things, but could they be demons? If you ask me, I would just say that we literally live in the movie they live, and this is always stuff going on around us. People on stages, on the movies, on TVs, just all the time, and we just can't see them for what they really are. And of course, when this kind of stuff is visually not going on, we kind of have something different. Like right now, everyone's watching the video of the Biebs, and they're like, why is he acting so freaking weird? It's like these celebrities will just start glitching. Like, they literally just act weird. Y'all do remember the messages from Kanye's manager, right? Yeah, just making sure.
The demonized conspiracy is something that's been around a while. This video is certainly weird. Bieber looks a complete creepy mess. Katy Perry and the other lady could be camera tricks or AI, but who knows? Celebs in this day and age are so removed from the average person that who knows what they get up to. But secret reptilians or demons is a bit of a stretch. What do you think?
4 real monsters caught on camera. 1 vampire.
Just I don't know, this thing doesn't pick up shit. No, fuck me. Fuck me. What the fuck? Shit.
To Skinwalker.
This,
I thought, okay, this is a bear. And then I was like, no, that's a dog. And I was like, certainly not Bigfoot. I have no idea what this is. And who sent this in is reliable. So, what do you think this is?
4 unknown.
Just a fun, creepy one for you all. Most probably fake. I like the picture of the Dogman though. I definitely think the Bigfoot stories and the Dogman accounts definitely deserve more attention.
The priests removed her head, sealed it in a box, and hid it deep inside the Vatican. In 1742, a nun named Josephine Rosenthal became pregnant, but she swore she had never been with a man. When doctors examined her, they confirmed she was still a virgin. No one could explain it. Some thought it was a miracle. Others believed it was something much darker. Josephine didn't survive childbirth, but her daughter Maria did. And from the moment she was born, people feared her. She had both male and female traits, and the church saw her as a bad omen. Every problem, every tragedy, they blamed it on her. When she turned 33, the same age Jesus was when he died, the church decided it was time. They planned to sacrifice her, but Maria refused to let them decide her fate. She took her own life before they could. Terrified of what she might have been, the priests removed her head, sealed it in a box, and hid it deep inside the Vatican. And for over 300 years, it has remained there. And to this day, some nuns claim to see Maria wandering the halls of the Vatican, haunting those who wronged her.
Now, I did a little research on this. From what I found out, it seems to be a true story. And I've said it a million times. The one place I'd love access to is the Vatican archives. What they've got hiding down there would change how we think of the world.